Our planet is facing an unprecedented crisis, one that threatens the very fabric of life as we know it. The signs are all around us, from the melting polar ice caps to the raging wildfires that consume our forests. Every corner of the globe is feeling the impact of this crisis. Overpopulation, the unchecked growth of the human population, has become a pressing global issue with far-reaching consequences. Cities are swelling beyond their capacities, and the strain on infrastructure is becoming increasingly evident. The demand for housing, food, and water is skyrocketing, putting immense pressure on our planet's resources. We see the strain on our environment, our resources, and our societies. Industrial activities are ramping up to meet the needs of a growing population, leading to increased pollution and deforestation. The air we breathe, the water we drink, and the land we live on are all being compromised. The time to act is now. Governments, organizations, and individuals must come together to implement sustainable practices and policies. Activists are raising their voices, and communities are taking action. But we need a collective effort on a global scale. The Earth's delicate balance is being disrupted by the sheer number of people consuming its resources at an unsustainable rate. Our oceans are being overfished, our forests are being cut down, and our fossil fuel consumption is driving climate change. This imbalance is evident in the depletion of natural resources, the increase in pollution, and the growing mountains of waste that fill our landfills. Water scarcity is becoming a reality for many, and fertile lands are turning barren, and the alarming loss of biodiversity. Species that once thrived are now on the brink of extinction, and ecosystems that have existed for millennia are being destroyed. Coral reefs, the rainforests of the ocean are bleaching and dying at an unprecedented rate. We are on a collision course with nature, and the consequences of inaction are too dire to ignore. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and severe, displacing millions and causing untold suffering. The time to change our course is now, before it's too late. The global population has been steadily increasing for decades, and we are now adding over 80 million people to the planet every year. This exponential growth is putting immense pressure on our planet's finite resources. Imagine a lifeboat designed to carry a certain number of passengers. What happens when that limit is exceeded? The boat becomes unstable, resources dwindle, and the well-being of everyone on board is jeopardized. This analogy holds true for our planet. We are rapidly approaching, or perhaps have already surpassed, its carrying capacity. Our planet is remarkably resilient, but its resources are not limitless. We are depleting our forests, overfishing our oceans, and consuming fresh water faster than it can be replenished. This unsustainable consumption is pushing ecosystems to the brink of collapse. Consider the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the land that provides our food. These are the very foundations of life, and they are all under threat from overpopulation. The consequences of inaction are clear: widespread resource scarcity, conflict, and human suffering. As the global population continues to surge, ensuring food and water security for all becomes an increasingly daunting challenge. We are already witnessing food shortages, water scarcity, and rising food prices in many parts of the world. Imagine a future where fertile land is scarce, water is a luxury, and millions face hunger and malnutrition. This is not a dystopian fantasy. It is a very real possibility if we fail to address the issue of overpopulation. We must recognize that every human being added to the planet increases the demand for food, water, and essential resources. Section 5. The One-Child Solution. While there are no easy answers, one policy has the potential to significantly mitigate the challenges posed by overpopulation: the one-child policy. This policy, implemented in various forms around the world, aims to address the pressing issue of overpopulation by encouraging families to limit the number of children they have. By limiting families to a single child, we can slow population growth and eventually achieve a sustainable balance between human numbers and the Earth's carrying capacity. This approach not only helps in managing the population size, but also ensures that each child receives better care, education, and resources, leading to a more prosperous society. This policy, while seemingly drastic, is an investment in the future of humanity. It requires a shift in societal norms and values, but the long-term benefits far outweigh the initial challenges. By adopting the one-child policy, we are taking a proactive step towards a more sustainable and equitable world. It is about ensuring that future generations have access to the same resources, opportunities, and quality of life that we enjoy today. This means cleaner air, more green spaces, and a healthier environment for all. The one-child policy is not just about controlling numbers, it's about enhancing the quality of life for everyone. It is about recognizing that we have a shared responsibility to safeguard our planet for generations to come. By making conscious choices today, we can create a better tomorrow. The one-child policy is a step towards a more sustainable future, where every individual can thrive without compromising the well-being of our planet. Section 6. A healthier future for children and families. Beyond its environmental benefits, a one-child policy can lead to improved health outcomes for children and families. By focusing on a smaller family unit, parents can ensure that each child receives the attention and care they need to thrive. With fewer children to support, families can allocate more resources to each child's education, healthcare, and overall well-being. This means better access to quality education, nutritious food, and comprehensive healthcare services, which are crucial for a child's development. This shift in focus can empower women, reduce maternal mortality rates, and create a more equitable society. Women can pursue higher education and career opportunities, contributing to the family's income and overall stability. It can also reduce the strain on healthcare systems and social welfare programs, freeing up resources for other essential services. With fewer patients to attend to, healthcare workers can provide better care and attention to those in need. In essence, it is about investing in the quality of life rather than the quantity of people. By prioritizing the well-being of each individual, we can create a healthier, more prosperous future for children and families, ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to reach their full potential. Section 7. Economic prosperity through population control. Controlling population growth is not just an environmental imperative, it is also an economic necessity. Overpopulation can lead to unemployment, wage stagnation, and increased competition for scarce resources. By slowing population growth, we can create a more balanced and sustainable economic model. Imagine a world with less poverty, less inequality, and more opportunities for all. This is the promise of a world where population growth is under control. It is about creating a future where everyone has the chance to thrive, not just survive. Section 8. Learning from the past, the case of China. China's one-child policy, while controversial, provides valuable insights into the potential benefits and challenges of population control measures. Despite its flaws, the policy is credited with preventing hundreds of millions of births and easing the strain on China's resources. China's experience teaches us that such policies must be implemented thoughtfully and with sensitivity to cultural norms and individual rights. It also underscores the importance of accompanying population control measures with social and economic reforms to address potential unintended consequences. Section 9. Addressing concerns, individual rights and choice. Critics of the one-child policy often raise concerns about individual rights and government overreach. These are valid concerns that must be addressed through open dialogue, education, and the development of policies that respect human dignity. It is essential to strike a balance between individual freedoms and the collective good. This can be achieved through comprehensive public awareness campaigns that highlight the benefits of family planning and the long-term consequences of unchecked population growth. Section 10. A global imperative: collaboration and action. Addressing the challenge of overpopulation requires a global effort. No single nation can solve this problem in isolation. It demands international cooperation, knowledge sharing, and a commitment to finding sustainable solutions. We must work together to promote family planning, empower women, and ensure that all people have access to education and economic opportunities. This is not just an environmental issue. It is a human rights issue, a development issue, and a moral imperative. Section 11. Securing a sustainable future for generations to come. The choices we make today will determine the fate of our planet and the well-being of generations to come. By embracing bold solutions like the one-child policy, we can create a more sustainable and equitable future for all. Let us act with courage, compassion, and a shared sense of responsibility for our planet. The time for procrastination is over. The time for action is now. Let us work together to ensure that future generations inherit a world where they can thrive, not just survive.